Oh,
Hola.
hola, ¿cómo estás?
How are you? I'm
I'm
good.
doing fine. I'm doing fine.
I'm trying to fix this camera.
Okay, Willie, do you like to be called Will or Willie?
Will.
Will. All right. I figured as much. All right. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming on, taking the time out of y'all busy schedule. You all Black entrepreneurs out here making it happen.
I'm so sorry.
Yep. Welcome to my channel. This is called Black Marriage Chronicles, and our goal here is to help build back our community through marriage and positive reinforcements, and talking about and dispelling the myths about Black marriage. One of my fundamental beliefs is that I believe we can bring our community back through Black marriage and building families, and showing of course the kids that we have from the families that, hey, the Black love exists and it's powerful, and we out here making it happen. And also to give people who are thinking about getting married at least a roadmap, a template from which to work from, and giving positive examples from couples like yourself. So again, thank you. We appreciate y'all coming on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for
Yeah, yeah.
having us.
Huh?
I said thank you for having us.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's so
absolutely.
early. We're like,
I know it is, because I'll get off work at 4:30 in the morning. So when y'all said 10, I said,
that's
woo.
right.
Let me
Oh,
get myself
man.
together. But I'm an early riser anyway. It's just that my work schedule is I have to be to work at like 6, so I don't get off until 4:30.
Yeah, he's an early riser, not I.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you like my wife. She don't like getting up early. She mad she had to
No.
go into the office today. All right, so before we get started, we do play games on the show just to kind of break things up that are inspired by Black game artists.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you a couple games. You let me know which one you want to play, then we'll get right into the meat of the show.
Okay.
Cool? All right.
Yep.
So one of the games is called Urban Trivia.
Okay.
Then we have Tonight Let's Talk.
Okay.
We also have Naughty Nice. And then we have Out of Bounds. Y'all let me know which game you want to play before we get started, and then we'll get right into it.
Out of Bounds sounds dangerous.
Actually, Out of Bounds is fun, but yeah, let me know.
Okay.
Yep.
You could choose anyone.
No, it's up to you guys. I want y'all to choose.
You decide. I don't care.
Let's go with number 2, I guess. I don't know.
2.
I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, me either. I think it was Urban Trivia. No, it was Tonight Let's Talk.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So go ahead and give us a little background about your marriage. We have Willie and Will and Jackie Hill. So just give us a little background about your marriage, like how long you've been married, how did you guys meet, how many kids you have. Tell us about your dynamic of your family.
Well, we met in 2014 at my best friend's house.
Okay.
It was her birthday.
Okay.
So we met there. We've been together, almost 10 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've been married for almost 5.
Okay.
We got married in March of 2019.
Oh, y'all right. We got married in 2018.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got married right beginning of 2019, and then the next day found out I was pregnant with our youngest boy. Well, our only boy. Was the same day? It was the same day. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Y'all didn't waste no time, huh?
Listen. I knew
Will, you was excited.
Yeah, I sure was.
He got his boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more. But so we have a 4-year-old boy together, and then we have 2 from previous relationships, a 13-year-old Taylor and a 12-year-old Morgan.
Okay. All right. Good. So neither one of you were married previously?
No.
Okay. Did you have any apprehensions about getting married?
Not really. Not me, really.
Okay.
Because I don't really see a difference.
Okay.
In the way our relationship was.
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, we already live together. You know what I'm saying? Kids already together. So, I mean, it was just a paper now. That was
Okay.
it.
Okay. So you know they say that marriage doesn't when you say you didn't really see a change, because some people say that marriage doesn't if there's problems in a relationship, it amplifies. A marriage amplifies those problems if there are some issues in the marriage that it or prior to getting married, that it amplifies those problems. You know, some people say, "Oh, and I thought when I got married that things were going to change." If you have problems going in, it's pretty much they're going to still be there, and they're just going to be bigger. It's going to be magnifying. Well, that's good. So do you what is your dynamic like with your parents? Like, were your parents married? And if so, how long were they married or are married?
My mom and my dad were never married.
Okay.
So it was just pretty much me, my mom, and my sister.
Okay.
And my mom passed when I was 19 years old.
Sorry to hear
like
that.
my first year in college. So
Okay.
really didn't have a image of what a marriage was.
I want to explore that a little bit more. But go ahead, Jackie. What about you and your parents?
My parents were married. They divorced when I want to say 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mother remarried and we moved to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So I never got to see my parents married. I don't remember it, you know, but as far as my stepfather and my mother's relationship, I got to see theirs. And I can't say it was a good influence, you know what I mean? But I mean, it was okay. You know, I have mixed feelings about that. Yeah.
So, Will, with you saying you didn't really have so where you get the for lack of a better word, the inspiration to what are you modeling your marriage after? I mean, what are you doing to make sure you have a healthy, positive marriage, since you didn't really have a template from which to work from?
Honestly, to truthfully be honest, I mean, just like I tell Jack, like growing up, I watched a lot of Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and you know, certain TV shows like that. It gives you an image of what a marriage should be when you see things on TV. You know what I'm saying? And then I look around me. I mean, I have friends. A lot of their parents weren't married. You know what I'm saying? So there was no image there. So I really looked at TV to give me a guidance of what a life would be like married and the things that you will go through in marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a platform to start from. You know, and then I build through going through situations off of that type of thing and how to handle it, you know.
Well, to piggyback off of kind of what he said was, it's like him and I were the complete opposite. He was able to watch those kind of shows. I was not, you know. So when we had a conversation,
wait a minute, you didn't watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and you from Philly?
No, I was not allowed. I was not allowed. My parents were very strict. If it was secular, nope, don't even put it on. Can't listen to it. Can't see it. Nothing. So
heavy religious background.
It had to, yeah. So basically, one night we were talking, and we were talking about, you know, being bullied in school and everything like that. And he was like, "Well, you never watched any of those shows to kind of show you how maybe, you know, remember how Laura and family, because we binge watched Family Matters together over COVID. I loved it. But anyway, that was my first time binging it. I loved it. But he was like, "You never watched those shows growing up, you know, trying to, you know, kind of teach you how to, you know, learn about certain situations in high school." I was like, "No, I wasn't allowed." He was like, "That could have helped you." And I'm like, "You know what? You kind of right, you know." So what he's saying, I totally get it, because he didn't have that example. So his example was, you know, Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it to be honest with you, I know that once we entered this marriage, he didn't have, you know, that foundation or anything like that. I knew he was just gonna wing it, but he was great thus far. So I knew that it wasn't gonna be. I knew what kind of person he was, and I knew that he was striving to be the complete opposite of what he was given.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all both said something. Well, Will said something interesting when he said those shows he's watching. So I'm going to ask this question because I don't generally ask the couples this question. Are you Good Times or are you Cosby Show?
Good Times.
Good Times. Me too.
Yeah.
And I say that because when I watched the Cosby Show, that wasn't real to me.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
That wasn't my reality.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not that I grew up dirt poor like they were in Good Times. I mean, we had I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth either, but it wasn't exactly Good Times. But I identified more with Good Times than I did with
Cosby Show. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I follow you 100%. Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Do you remember, Will, when you proposed to your wife? And Jackie, I want you to, after he tell the story, I want you to tell me, did it happen the way that he said?
Honestly, I really don't remember the proposal part because
honestly, you know what? We just had a conversation and we were just like, you know what? It's time. He was like, you know what? I feel the same way. Let's go ahead and do it, and we did. And to be honest with you, we went up to the court. Well, we didn't go up to the court when we set an appointment for it. And we went up there, no rings, no nothing. And we just went.
Y'all thug thizzle.
We did. So it wasn't like your typical marriage. No, he didn't get on one knee, and that's okay. We were together for so long,
Yeah.
It was what it was. It was what it was. Now, as a woman, at times, sometimes I do be sitting back like, dang, sometimes those words, right before that proposal means a lot, and women can remember those words. But honestly, the way we did it, it I don't know. It's amazing. I don't know. I think we definitely thugged it out.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, Jackie, now. Will got something to shoot for because he can do that for your 5th anniversary, y'all 7th. You know what I'm saying? They give you what you know. Yeah, y'all still young in y'all marriage. He still got a long way to go. He got some stuff. He can go ahead and pull some old player stuff out the hat.
No, right?
Yeah, I got some stuff in there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Since y'all been married, was there ever a time that y'all thought about calling it quits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did y'all work through that?
Oh, Jesus. I don't even know. Honestly, we just I don't even know. It's just like we had this way of giving each other space, letting each other cool down. Because my thing is in marriage that like, yeah, you can argue and everything like that, but that doesn't mean you have to talk to each other the next 5 minutes or the next 10 minutes or even the next day. We can go 2-3 days without talking to each other, but at the end of the day, it's like, end of that time period, it's like, okay, number one, either we probably didn't forgot about why we fought. Number one. Number two, is just like, is it really that serious?
Yeah.
And number three, we're like all each other has, and we are, I don't know. It's just, it's like arguing with the only person that's like, your best friend in your face every day. It's not a good feeling. So we kind of just quickly, let it pass, or something may break the ice. Like he had a hard time with saying, I'm sorry. I'm just like, you could just say you're sorry, like it's okay.
But hold on, but wait. But hold on. But see, I always see myself say, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, you need to say it. Why I gotta say it? Just be a back and forth thing, and then it just be like, we laugh about it. Because she got attitude too.
But yeah, I mean, it comes and it goes.
Yeah.
And you just you got to give each other, space. You don't,
And with marriage, there has to be, you have to understand there has to be an area of compromise. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be some give and take. And the thing is, there's not going to always be, you shouldn't go into it with the mindset, oh, I need to be the one that wins. You know what I'm saying? No. And I think if you always looking to please your partner, and I want to make sure that my partner is okay, and if I'm talking about if we both having that attitude, I think you'll find that you'll run into those issues less and less. You know what I'm saying? Like where, it's not like you said, it's not it's really not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to pick your battles. Like everything is no have to be an argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I'm about to let that go. She done drunk up the last of the orange juice. I'm not about to argue about that. I'm just gonna go and buy some more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for my audience, I do want to say this before we get further down the road. This is the owner of Westside Ice. I see y'all got y'all t-shirts on. Can y'all explain a little bit? Yeah. This is a black owned. I love this couple. That's black owned business. They make vegan ice cream. Well, tell us a little bit about your business before we get talking more about your marriage. Tell us about your business. How long y'all been in business?
Well, we just started last year. We were supposed to start early last year, like May, June, but then our son ended up being in the hospital for a few weeks. Okay. So we got a late start in August, but it was okay. At least people got to taste it and see and get, anticipate for the next summer. So once we came out this summer, honestly, we just started booming. I think it's the fact that we have something different that a lot of people don't have. And
I can attest to it. The ice cream slaps, y'all, for real. No cap. The ice cream slaps.
Thank you. And it's also something important, like, sentimental to us a little bit, because we always go back and forth to Philly. It's where I grew up. And water ice is a staple there. Okay. And he loves it. We love it. We always talking about it when we came home, so it was something that we just decided to do together, build a business, a foundation for our kids, something that we can bring in our young nieces and nephews, to come work and things like that. So we're just trying to, exactly.
Building the legacy. Will, you from Philly too?
No.
Okay.
Born and raised, 313.
All right.
Joy Road, exit 9.
That's right.
Will not let you forget
that. Since being married, has your definition of marriage changed?
No. I would say no.
Okay.
On my end, my end, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I think so a little bit.
Okay.
Because when I got into it, well, my example of marriage growing up, you know what I mean, was that, obviously it's hard. Things can get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
There was witnessing some toxicity, growing up and everything like that. But I just knew it wasn't going to be the same because of the type of people that we were. How we raise our kids is way different than I was raised, and we're on the same page with that. So getting into marriage with him, it was easier than I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
When was the last time you made each other laugh?
Probably like this morning or last night. I don't know. We are goofballs.
So then because my question was going to be, do you still make each other laugh? And what was it that you did to make each other laugh? What was it? Was it something that did somebody pass gas or what happened?
I said something to you over there by the couch. It was like perfect timing. I forget what it was.
I don't remember. Honestly, we do it so much. Like it could have been either something he said or the TV show that we were watching. I know that I got him into Baddies. It's this really wretched show, but
hey, Will, you let your wife suck you down in that. I won't let my wife watch them. Look, I'll be like, nope, I am not about that. I'm like, here you are, a professional woman, and
thank you.
And why are you watching this? Don't judge me. I need,
because do you feel like some of that stuff can be toxic though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But that's only what you allow.
And that's my thing. And then,
I think that's only if it's influence.
But when you start to allow certain things start to happen, you don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize you may be doing certain things because
what has a show influenced me?
I'm just saying. Everybody is different. You don't want to start to find out.
Oh my God. No, he's talking about his previous relationship. A bad argument
started off.
Hold on. A bad argument started off of a Real Housewives show between him and an ex. So that's what it ain't never happened with me.
Oh, so that messed me up.
Yeah, that messed him up.
You scarred Will?
Yeah. and you said it too. It brings out toxicity, toxic
and I can
stuff,
agree.
right? In some women, it does. So I didn't want to.
Right. Well, you know, it's just it's not so much the toxic part for me. It's like, I guess I'm looking like, okay, you're a professional woman. Why are you watching this? But she was like, it's her. I guess she said it's her release. Like, I don't know. She just it's a release for her. So I was like, okay, you know.
I think every woman
and you
has
can
a
tell
trash
some of the
TV.
stuff be choreographed. Like they do the shit just to get the ratings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
And that's my issue. And that's we were just talking about that last night when we was watching this. Like you got these girls on here acting a fool for ratings. And then, lo and behold, one of them punch one of them, they fall and hit their head. Now they really got a problem.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so we're gonna play I'm gonna ask you guys like maybe 4 questions from the game. Again, tonight, let's talk. So here's one question. And the questions that I'm asking, like this game here, like if you purchase it, I don't want anybody to purchase this game because I'm still trying to solicit the makers of these games to give me discount codes so I can provide to you guys so you can get them cheaper. Okay. So anyway, one of the questions is, and this is something that you would ask to one another if you were at home, kind of just chilling and wanted to have some fun. Do you feel like we have sex enough? Why or why not?
Listen, this is something we talk about, and it's okay because we have a 4-year-old, and honestly, even with our girls, our village is not as big. We don't have people that can come and get our kids, you know, things like that, or so we can have a date night and all. So honestly, our sex life is like sporadic. It's like when we can get it in, and the kids are, or kids are gone or whatever. Okay, or if I'm off work, whatever the case may be. So it's not consistent, and it's not there, So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it ain't easy, but once we already we're in the works of getting a new house with more space so we can have more privacy and these kids can be on the far end,
Right. So do y'all have to plan or do y'all plan sex out, or do y'all schedule each other in an appointment to have it, or how's that work?
Sometimes it's planned, but sometimes not really. Like because
Because it's sporadic.
It is sporadic. It's like, okay, so PJ sleep. What's up? Like,
which was going to be my next question. Like, how do you let each other know? Like, hey, it's go time. Like, I see you. Meet me in the bedroom. So how do you let each other know that?
For me, when I notice when she ready, she be like, go get the wine. And I'll be like, okay.
That is me though.
Go get the wine.
Yeah. Like, let's chill.
My wife, I know when she ready because she a little bit more touchy feely than normal. Like she rubbing on my shoulders, rubbing the back of my head.
That's him.
So that's you, Will.
Letting her know, like, come here.
Right. So are you still like slapping on the butt in the kitchen, like just what I'm saying, randomly?
Yeah,
that's what's
so
up.
Much so I have to tell him, like, you got to watch what you do because PJ's coming up behind me, like, yeah, mommy, your butt, like,
But don't you think it's important? Because I think me and my wife try to be deliberate, like to let especially our grandkids, that we show affection in front of them. Like I want because I got all granddaughters. I want them to know this is how a black man should love his black woman.
Yeah, I don't mind it like that, but at the same time, I don't want PJ going to kindergarten and being like, slapping people on the booty. So,
well, he loves them. He wants to do that.
So we just gotta watch it. But he definitely knows about.
But if he didn't do that, would you think something was wrong, Jackie? If he didn't show affection in that way, would you think?
Yeah, I would definitely think something was wrong. But he shows affection in a lot of other ways too.
Okay.
Like even so much where we always kiss and hug or give a kiss or whatever before we walk out the house, even if he's going to just the gas station.
Okay.
So it's gotten so much to the point where if he's running out the house real quick and PJ notices that he hasn't given me a kiss, he'd be like, kiss mommy, mommy. So he knows that hugs and kisses are very important, and affection is very important because he's that way. He sees us that way. So yeah,
That's
yeah. It's just the slapping on the butt. I'm gonna have that. Chill for a second. Hold
chill for
on.
a second. Okay, fall back. All right, all right. So which part of raising me would you thank my parents most for?
Hmm. I would say for me, um, giving me a foundation, like as far as a relationship with God.
Okay.
So even
So
though,
if he was asking you that question, so which part
Mhm.
of so you really it's like you asking a question to him.
Right,
Mhm.
right. You asking me, what do
Oh,
you think me?
Yeah. So when I'm asking these questions as if you were asking them to one another. So which
okay.
part of raising me would you thank my parents most for? So
Oh,
this
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I get it.
Well, I can say off the real, just being open minded.
Okay.
That's what I appreciate. One thing,
About
and
her?
yes,
Okay.
and just the different morals. I
Okay.
should say too.
Okay.
That was the main thing that attracted me to her because, like she said, previous relationships just wasn't working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Honestly, I said, I prayed to God, like, give me a girl that's not from Detroit. That's a
Did you?
little bit. That's a little bit different, just a little bit different morals and
Uh,
values.
Okay.
And he sent me one that ain't work. Then I met Jackie.
Okay. Okay.
So it was like he answered that calling.
There you
mhm.
go. There you go. You
Yep.
asked and you shall receive. What
Yep.
about for you, Jackie?
Okay. Repeat the question one more time, just so I.
Which part of me would you think my parents? Which part of raising me would you thank my parents most for? So as if he was asking you the question.
Um, I would say two things, but I'm trying to figure out how to put one into words.
Okay.
His I don't know. I want to say his drive to
Okay.
succeed,
Okay.
and like his work ethic. And then I
Okay.
also want to say, I don't know how to put it into words, but I would just say his heart just in general. Like, I
Okay.
don't know. She raised a very empathetic, um, hardworking, just a great guy. I don't really know how to put that into words, but he
Okay.
just,
Well,
I
you
don't
just
know.
did. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Will, did you get your work ethic and drive from your mom?
I would
I
say
know you
yeah.
said she passed away when you were 19, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. My mom always worked. It was a time. It was a time where she couldn't work it. I had to work. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So that was
Well,
like
that's
in
where
my
you got
high
it
school.
from. You had to get out
Yeah,
and hustle. Yeah.
yeah. So I started at like 13 at a car wash.
Okay.
That's where I started at, and I just know I wanted to make money. But this at the same time, I was playing sports, so I
Okay.
was always football work, football work. That's
Okay.
it. So I just kept that going. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Okay. Here's the next question. Do you feel like we go on dates enough? Why or why not?
No, we don't.
No.
Because, like she said, we don't have really a village, to watch over the kids and stuff like that. And then it's kind of hard,
Yeah.
to get that time out just to relax. Only thing we can really do is take a drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
And
then
we enjoy those drives, little
yeah,
drive down Belle Isle, talks and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
but us
And
as
the kids in
men,
the backseat. But yeah.
but as a man, you want to take your wife out to a show, take a wife out to a concert and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But you don't have that time because you don't have anybody watch. The
Right.
little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's right. You do sometimes you need a village to support. I know I interviewed this couple a couple weeks ago, and the wife was saying that they were lucky because they had, I want to say, somebody and their parents would take the kids like every other weekend when they were young, so they had a chance to still go out with their friends, and then still make time for one another to kind of go out, but they said, they was like, but every couple don't have that same support system, and it is important. Yeah. I definitely think date night is important, to you guys to still be able to connect with one another, to kind of do the things you did before the kids came into the mix. So yeah. Yep. So you definitely got to find creative ways to do that. Do you know? Have you guys ever read the 5 love languages?
No, but I know, what 5 love languages is.
Do you know do you happen to know what you think your husband's is?
Mine is giving.
Okay.
I'm definitely a giver. His is definitely affection. He's like very affectionate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll send you the link too, and you guys gonna be able to take the test.
It's been a minute since I can remember all 5 of them.
Yeah. I actually have the book over there. Well, I was just gonna say, I think it's important that you know what your partner's love language is. One, so that you can speak to them in their love language, and then because generally what happens is, because I didn't know before, getting married or whatever, that you tend to speak to your partner in your love language, like you put out what you want back. And that might not be your partner's love language. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that you know not only what your love language is, but what your partner's is, so you can speak to them in their love language, so they can understand, so they can hear you. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes that's where we miss there would be that communication gap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. All right. So here's the next question: what's your biggest dream, and how can I help make it a reality?
So we're asking that to each other?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. What's your biggest dream, and how can I help make it a reality?
What's your biggest dream?
My biggest dream? I don't even think I really have one. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know. I mean, there's besides us growing West Side.
I mean, that could be honestly our biggest dream is what we're doing right now, and be able to work together and make it grow. So therefore, we want to see our kids step in and start taking that stuff on. That'll be my biggest dream, to watch them take that on, because we're kind of like, we followed in the path. We wanted our own business, but we just didn't know what our own business was going to be.
But I got to answer, how can I make it better? Like,
how you make
because that was the question, right?
Yeah. What is your biggest dream, and how can I make that happen? So it's like you're asking that question to one another. How do you guys feel like y'all can facilitate that dream? Because if Westside Ice is the goal, how can you help one another to facilitate that, to make it better?
Honestly, let me say this. I think that we've already set that dream some years ago, and we've been working on that. So I'll give you an example. Like, I was working for credit acceptance. He was working. I wanted to quit, and pursue my dreams. He let me quit, and he was working and being the breadwinner. Then when PJ got sick, and somebody had to be home because PJ couldn't go to daycare. He couldn't go to daycare for a whole year.
Oh, wow.
I was steady in the shop with my clients, and business was really good. So I'm like, you know what? You've got to go. You know what I mean? And leave your job, because he was working from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm dealing with clients, kids, and everything by myself. So it wasn't really working for us. So once he left, then our water ice business, we put money into that. You know what I mean? So that way we both can become entrepreneurs. And because we don't have the village that we need, that a lot of people need these days, we have to be available to our kids and everything like that. And being available, a lot of times you can't be available when you're working a 9 to 5.
Right.
Or in his case, a 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. as a manager, so he was working for Loomis for 17 years, and also it was salary based. So he wasn't getting what he deserved, And in the shop, I was bringing it in, still am. Thank God. So I was like, you know what, babe, time for you to go. Let's build this West Side Water Ice so we can be attentive to our kids and things like that. So we're already in that dream.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's why I
Beautiful.
guess it's kind of hard to like say what can we do to make it better, because we
Yeah.
already are in there, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
so our next big thing is just to try to move, get a little bit more space.
Okay.
And now we're on a routine. You know, we're doing West Side, we're doing hair, we're
Okay.
getting space, we're doing everything that we needed to do and that we wanted to do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How did that conversation go when you asked your husband to leave his job of that many years to, to to build West Side Ice, or to come, be there with the kids? How did that go?
It was hard.
Okay.
This is a man who works.
Okay.
Like he don't sit down.
That's
He
me.
don't sit down.
I hear you, Will. That's me. I like,
He does
listen.
not sit down. So to get him to do that, it was like in one part of his mind, he was like, well, it's been a minute with Loomis. I'm kind of tired of him anyway. I'd be happy to leave. But another thing, to him is like, I don't want to say ego. It was just him. Like he can't sit still. He's like, what is he gonna do? And what, things like that. But we already kind of had a plan. Like we had already bought the food trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It was just sitting there. So we just had to figure out different things, try to figure out, what to do. But I want to say it was kind of hard getting him too quick because he really did not want to do that. But with our son, he was sick. He really needed him. So it was kind of like a no-brainer. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, Will, I think I kind of get where you're coming from, because this, and some of it might have just some of it might have been ego, Jackie. Like, for a man, because we're hardwired to work, to provide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for them to say like, okay, you want me to leave my job of so many years that I have been using to help provide and take care of our family, not knowing really what you're doing, Jackie. Like, okay, I'm bringing in the money. I can support us. I need you to lead this so that we can get West Side Ice jump started. You know what I'm saying? You had to make it make sense. And I'm sure it just probably Will just had to get in his mind, she's right. We need to get this hustle going. You know what I'm saying? Like, just probably just took a little time to
You're right. I can see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see
How did you
that.
process it, Will? Like, what was your process? How did you work through it?
I mean, just like you said, like you said, I've been pretty much working since I've been 13.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, I had 3 jobs, you know what I'm saying? And playing football. So, I'm just a worker. I have no problem with that, you know what I'm saying? So, but to do that, to start a business, it took a little bit.
Okay.
I sat back. I really did sit back like, man, I don't know. It's a long time.
Right.
Just walk away, you know what I'm saying? But when Shorty got sick, it was just like, it's a no-brainer, man. I need to be home. And then I know the level of stress that she was taking on, having to drop him off, having to pick the kids up, having to make sure she finished her clients, have to be on time for her clients. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot, and I knew that. So I'm like, you know what? I got you. I'm going to go ahead and let it go.
The reason why I say that, I know that you said it may be a little bit some ego, but I feel like he shouldn't have to feel that way though, because he put me in a position to succeed.
Hey,
if it wasn't,
there you go.
Wasn't him being like, you know what, go ahead and leave credit acceptance. I got this. You go perfect your craft and do what you do. I don't think we would have been in a position for him to be able to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like him saying, go ahead and do that was also him having enough faith in.
That was God's plan, though. I feel like God was setting y'all up already. He was just making, you know what I'm saying? And then you probably didn't see it, but listening to you talk, that was God set it up. He allowing you to quit your job so that you can pursue your dream, set y'all up to build West Side Ice.
Yeah. That's how we feel as well. That's how we feel as well. Everything, happened in divine order. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. What advice would you give yourself prior to getting married? Like, what advice would you give yourself? If you had to give yourself one piece of advice before getting married, what would it be?
Clear up all the open stuff that you haven't cleaned up and change your telephone number.
We got to dive into that.
So I can be openly honest. Yeah, got to close those doors.
Okay.
And just change the number.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
because he's such a sweet guy. His exes think that they're friends. Like, no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Like, no.
No. You cannot call him once or twice a year to check up on him. He is in good hands.
Ah.
Like, so that's how. Yeah.
Oh
Change that
man,
number.
that is funny. Okay, so Will, let's unpack that a little bit. So you had your wife says you're a good guy. So you had some exes that did. I mean, were you maintaining those friendships or
maintaining friendships? That's pretty much all it was. Just maintaining friendships. That's really it. Because I never end anything on a bad note.
Okay.
Or you know what I'm saying, just one relationship was done on a bad note. Everything else was just, I'm done. I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it ran its course.
We're just two total opposites because I'm very like blunt. Yeah. Like, why are you calling me for what?
Yeah.
What can I do for you? Like, So when I cut somebody off, it's just like, But with him, he just doesn't have. I don't know. He'd be too nice. I'd be like, dog, like just
So how did you know that he was still maintaining these friendships? Was he honest with you, or like how did you find out?
No, he was honest with me.
Oh, okay.
He was definitely honest with me. He was, like, yeah, so and so, we were together for so and so many years, and I'm just kind of still got a little bit of attachment with the kids and stuff like that, which I can kind of understand, But after so long, I was just like, she should have been goodbye,
like I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, but he doesn't really have that to be like, I'm not really, talking to you anymore or something like that. I don't really know. We're just two total opposite people in that, and I didn't understand it. I'm like, no. Okay. And at that point, it was a lot of back and forth. Like, okay, so if you're gonna make yourself available, maybe I'll just, head on out.
Right. That was one of the quits.
Yeah.
You quit. Yeah. That was one of the quits in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, if you want to keep your options open, well then.
That is too funny. So I want to ask couples when you take your vows, like, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, sickness and in health. And it sounds like those vows were kind of put to the test when your son got sick. Mm-hmm. Would you say that kind of tested your marriage?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say a little bit, because we went through an extreme bout of anxiety, like during that time. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't know what Kawasaki was at the moment when our son was going through it.
Okay.
So we were at one point we were scared. We were like, are we, gonna lose him, or what's gonna happen and things like that. But I would say this, you want to be honest, open and honest. Yeah. We had an incident where an ex reached out to him before that.
Okay.
And it wasn't they had some words back and forth that I didn't appreciate. And I was getting ready to leave him.
Okay.
Like I really was.
Okay.
But PJ got sick.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting ready to be like, you know what? Forget this, forget that. I'm done, But PJ got sick, and that honestly kind of, our prayer through that for that whole month, because he was in there for about 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say it tested our relationship, but it brought us a lot closer.
Okay.
It brought us a lot closer because it got, it brought us a lot closer. I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are extremely busy, but I wanted to ask, I'm still going to ask the question, how important for both of you, do you find time to like self-care, like to go off and like to quiet your mind, to renew yourself so you can bring strength to the marriage? Do you find it, do you have time to do that? Where you might say, no? No. Oh, okay.
No, we're on go. We're on go, and if we're not on go, then we're with the kids. We're at home. We got to be attentive to them.
Okay.
So there's no way that we can get away and kind of like take a breather or something like that. But I told him like the other night, he had left for a second. He said he was going to go to the gas station, but it was a little bit longer. And I was like, babe, if you just needed to take a drive, why you didn't tell me that? You know?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. Like, or did you even take a drive?
Not really. Actually, it was a drive because I had to search for some food for him to eat because he's very particular about what he eats.
Yeah.
So I know I had to go to this station, this liquor store. So I know it was a second. So I'm like, I'm dreading to go do it, but I just took a second as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't mind if he needs that, you know, because I know, I mean, I need it sometimes too.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not a relationship expert. I normally have a counselor on the show, but because we're so early, she's working, so I wasn't able to get her on here. And they're not on here to I'm not on here to ambush anybody because I don't know what nobody's situation is, but they're just on here to provide context. And if you needed their services, you're more than welcome to get it. But it's important. I just want to make a suggestion. I think it's important because you guys don't have that village. Like when you can to say, okay, hey, babe, why don't you go? I'm gonna hold the kids down. You go and go get your nails done. Whatever it is you need to do for yourself and get you out. Or even because I had one couple on here, they've been married a long time. The husband would just go get his wife a room. You go there. I got the kids for the day. You go there, take you a bath, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to stay here with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you some time away to gather yourself, get your thoughts together. Just some things like that might aid and help in giving you both that time. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do some self-care,
Listen, if he did that, I think I'd be right back here.
Huh?
I said, if he did that, I think I'd be right back here 10 minutes later.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Will, you can't. Yeah, she can't knock you for trying. I'm sure. I'm sure she'll reward you for even the thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So there you
go. Yeah,
absolutely. Being married is in a short period of time because you guys have been married is about as long as as long as me and my wife have. What do you think are the keys to a good marriage? Like keeping a good marriage. What do you think are the keys to having a good marriage?
Honestly, I feel like some of the keys are act the same way as you just met.
Okay.
Keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh.
Like if you were going out in the beginning, continue to go out and hang out. You know what I'm saying? It's like you keep that. It's like the way you met and the way you got each other. That's what you continue to keep doing.
To keep one another. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way I feel. If you were taking her out, because if you stop doing that, then it's gonna be a problem, right?
Right.
So you keep everything.
I agree.
Well, I would say, and I know this, everybody says this, but it's stupid important. Communication and respecting each other's feelings. And I think if those two things happen, you can really work through anything. You know what I mean? So if I would say be able to communicate my feelings and say, hey, I don't like when you do this, or I don't like when you do that, and that person respected it, you know what I mean, and said, you know what, well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that to change this, and make sure that this is better off rip, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line, off rip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make those changes. Like you said, changing your number, to be honest with you, he didn't know that it was going to be that serious that he didn't change his number, because he has had his number since he was like 17.
Right.
But at the same time, it was just like, that's if some of your relationships you didn't end on a bad note, but one of them, and they still call and check up on you, that's an irritating thing to me, because for what? Then go ahead and change that number. So that's exactly what he did. So communication, I had to open my mouth and tell him, and the respect, you go ahead and you do this, you know what I mean, to respect my feelings. So just an example.
And sometimes just for the general sake, for the sake and health of the relationship, you just like, you know what, at the end of the day, like, this is the person you want to be with. Is me letting this friend go, or this maintaining this friendship, is it really worth my relationship with the person that I'm with? You know what I'm saying? So I just sometimes, you know, you just, like I said, you do have, in a marriage, you have to pick your battles. And to your point, Jackie, communication is key. Open, honest communication. You have to be honest. I always try to tell myself and tell other people, other couples, if you guys had an issue with one another, and let's say, because sometimes you temper your words because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. So say you go to your husband, Jack, and you say, hey, I'm not really liking you, you know, having that relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not real cool with it.
Right.
But you didn't say, okay, change your number. So we're like, okay, well, maybe I don't have her reach out to me as just as much. Meaning that, so he walks away from it saying, okay, we just won't talk as much. But what you probably should have said was, I really want you to change your number. I want her to stop calling you, period. So he walks away thinking everything okay, but it's not okay. That's what I mean by open, honest communication. Like, you have to be completely honest with how you feel and articulate that, because if you tell me something and I walk away thinking that that's what it is, but really you didn't tell me completely what the problem was, I walk away, I'm thinking everything is so good, but you wasn't completely honest with me because you didn't want to hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the honesty part has to come in. You communicated to me, but you weren't completely honest with it. And sometimes I don't think we do that with our partner because we don't want to hurt their feelings. But you got to tell me exactly what's going on, because how else? And men, because as men, we're fixers. That's just how we're hardwired. So if you don't tell me what's going on, how can I possibly fix it? You know what I'm saying? So I think when you take communication, it has to be open, honest, communicate, completely honest. And it may hurt my feelings, but I have to put that in check. Like, okay, but I need to tend to my wife's, or I need to tend to my husband. I gotta respect their needs and their wants. You know what I'm saying? Sure, yeah. Communication is key, and I think one of the bigger things too with communication is that you have to communicate in a way. Like, I always try to tell my wife, like, when we get into disagreements, like, go into it with the mindset, listen to understand and not to respond. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, because I ain't gonna even lie. Like, back in the day, like, my wife, we would like, it would be, but I was listening to respond because I wasn't hearing what she had to say, because I'm too busy in my mind already formulating what my response is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get back at you because that what you said, that shit wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So and she was doing the same thing to me. But when we both started, at least when I did, I actively took the approach, let me listen to what she having to say. And I would just close my eyes, listen to what she had to say. And then my response was different because I'm listening to understand where she was coming from. And now my response is different. You know what I'm saying? So I think when we go into it intentionally listening to understand and not to respond, sometimes your response is going to be a little bit different because you're actually hearing your partner.
Right.
Yeah.
That
let's see here. A couple more questions from the game. We got a couple more minutes, then we're gonna get ready to close things out. All right. So here's another question from the game. Tonight, let's talk. Do you talk to or text people of the opposite sex that I don't know about? We just had this conversation.
You bet not.
Okay, we're gonna put this one down because I think we already put that to bed. All right. When was the most, because I think we already touched on this as well, but when was the most challenging time in our relationship?
I would say that time. Honestly.
What time? You talking about when your son got sick, or the whole him communicating with his ex?
The whole communication with the ex. But right before that, because that was like, I was like, oh no, we don't do this.
How many years into your relationship did that happen?
So this is, I didn't know who this chick was.
Okay.
And it was somebody that he briefly dated. They weren't even in a relationship. And he said it was some years ago. I want to say maybe 12, 13 years ago that they briefly dated.
Okay.
And I guess they were friends since then.
Okay.
And they talk every once in a blue moon.
Okay.
but I didn't know. Like we know about friends. You know what I'm saying? Like you tell me who this is, I tell you who that. You know what I mean? We don't do that. So when I found out about it, found out like I'm like, who is this? He was like, oh, it's somebody from like 13 years ago, and every once in a while she hit me up, and he was telling the truth because I investigate. Don't play with me. I will pull that. I will pull those phone
Jackie
calls
said, I
so
investigate.
quick. Listen, this is when Sprint, so I can go on Sprint and I can look at numbers from years ago, see when they called you in 2014, 2012. So I'm a look. So I looked and I seen that she would call once in a blue moon.
Okay.
But it was always an incoming. He never called her outbound.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I was like, okay, I can believe him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I never knew about her and why is she texting you saying this? Yeah. And it was just I was like, okay, so I never knew this person even existed over these many years. I felt like it was a different kind of betrayal a little bit,
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done. Cause yeah. So that was the point in time. But
so knowing that he was telling the truth about that, he was never calling her. What did you? Why were you so upset? If you know he wasn't doing them initiating the call, why were you upset?
Because of the text message. He was flirting in the text
message. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, he was flirting. And it could have been, him stroking his little ego, as a man or whatever the case may be. But it was
because we do like our ego stroked,
Yeah. Yeah. But it was just unacceptable to me. I was like, we so many years in now, we got a son and everything like that. This should have been if a dude came at me like that, I'd be like, if you don't get the hell out of here, like I just have a totally different response.
Right. How would you have responded, Will, had the shoe would have been on the other foot? If you would, it's the exact same situation, but a guy was texting her. Well, how would you have responded?
I would respond the same way.
Okay.
I mean, no doubt about that. I would respond. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
did you initially get where your wife was coming from, or did you give her a little pushback because you was like, there's nothing there?
Well, I understood exactly where she was coming from, but the text messages it shouldn't have been said. Yeah. But like you said, it was just a dude stroking his ego. That's all. Yeah. I mean, because you know how you get those old guys that are like, "Hey, girl, I'll take you home. I'll marry you today." Like stuff like that.
And if I was that old dude's wife, he would have got mollywopped.
but you know how us men are. Like I didn't really mean that literally by it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Because like she said, she calls sporadically.
Yeah,
and I don't call her.
Okay.
So there's nothing there for me to chase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I already been down that path. I already know what it is. Like I told her, I don't go backwards. Right. Like I'm moving forwards in my life. You know what I'm saying? And we're building something. And that's what my energy has been put towards.
But see, the difference is with me, if that person was steady calling me over some years, I'd be like, dog, why are you calling me? Like, that's just me. I don't beat around the bush. I can be very blunt. I listen, my daughter's father told me all the time, you're mean. I'm not mean. I'm just honest. So it's what it is. We're two different people, in that aspect.
Right. Yeah. And it's so funny because I do a show on Thursday. So if you guys can ever catch it, you should come on. It's called Let's Argue. And so with this last Thursday, we had a topic where a woman came on the plane. She had on a bathing suit. The husband was sitting in the aisleway. So when she put her, and I didn't see this initially, so she took her bag and put it in the overhead bin. So, and then the wife she just went to the extreme. I still think she overreacted, but after watching the video a couple times, and one of the girls pointed out, she was like, the girl deliberately put her breast in her husband and the woman's husband's face. But I felt like the wife overreacted. I mean, because she tried to cover the girl up, and it was all an act. So everybody who was there was just acting. Because of course, I don't think a plane would allow a woman to walk on a plane in a two-piece bathing suit. Right. But the point that I was trying to make was, I just felt like the wife, totally overreacted. First, that's not your business to try to cover somebody up. If that's how she want to dress, that's how she want to dress. Now, what I didn't see initially was the wife, the woman did put her breast as because she didn't have to do that. She was a little extra where she put her titties into the man's face. So the woman was like, because a couple of ladies on the program on the show was like, well, I do believe that the woman overreacted. However, I would have told the woman, like, listen, you, Miss Ma'am, you're doing a little bit too much. But she said she felt a couple of women on the show was like, I think she went too far trying to cover the girl up. I wouldn't have said no more. Like, I know for sure me and my wife would have laughed about that. Like, we would have, it would have been funny. We would have sat back in that chair, and then the couple end up getting off the plane. Like, oh no, we're getting off the plane after the woman in the bikini and the wife exchanged a few words. They got off the plane. Hell no, we're not getting off the plane. Like, we not getting, flights cost too damn much. We gonna plane ride.
Like, your booby's not worth this $300.
Exactly. and then one of the girls was saying that the husband was defending the woman, and I was like, well, how did he defend her? But I think women view things, and men, we definitely view things differently, because I didn't see where he was defending her. I thought he was trying to calm his wife down, like, hey, it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? How she dressed. But every woman, and the whole consensus was, you don't say nothing. I was like, I mean, every woman on the show was like, he shouldn't have said nothing. Because the moment he opened his mouth, women took that, oh, you defended her, you on her side. I'm like, I didn't see that. But that's, as a man, and you, I think you, I mean, I'm just giving you a brief snapshot of what the video was. But Will, you're nodding your head like, yeah. I think when we communicate, you can talk to your wife about something and she not get it, but you can come holler at me and I like, dog, I feel you. Yeah. And women the same way. She could say something to you and you don't get it, but she can go to her girlfriends and they like, girl, I feel you. Grab a bottle of wine. Let's go ahead.
Right. Yeah.
But so it's on Thursday. It's called Let's Argue. I'll send you guys the link if you ever want to come on and get on the show. We have some interesting stuff on there. We talk about different things. Sometimes it be whatever's going viral on social media, and we'll just kind of rap about it. Sometimes it's relationship stuff. Sometimes it's not. But we have fun nonetheless. And everybody respects everybody's boundaries. When nobody's on there judging anybody about your comments, everybody has the right to feel how they feel. You say what you need to say. And then we just have some fun. So it's a little different in this setting right here.
Okay.
Fun. Yeah, that sounds fun.
It is. I'll send you guys the link. It's every Thursday at 8:30. So I'll probably be doing it tonight.
Okay.
So this is the question as if you guys were asking it to one another. If I had never met you, how would your life be different? If I had never met you, how would your life be different?
If I never met you, how would your life be different?
My life?
Yeah. Well, my life would be different because I'll probably still be working. I already know that. I mean, I wouldn't have my son.
I know, right? That's our little baby. Yeah. He is like the oh my God, he's so funny. But anyway, how would my life be different? I probably wouldn't be in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been in Detroit.
You'd be back in Philly?
No, I can't say there either. I don't really know. I don't really know. I have no idea, but I know it probably wouldn't have been Detroit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is the one thing we've lost in our relationship that you love to get back?
Oh, and let me just say this. Okay. It wasn't because I don't like Detroit or anything like that. I love Detroit. Okay. We love it, especially, West Side all day. Yeah, but Detroit had put like a little bad taste in my mouth before I met him.
Okay.
I was,
relationship wise?
No, I was robbed downtown at gunpoint for like 30 minutes, and it was just not a good thing. And I was so closed off to Detroit, I was like wanting to leave and everything like that. And then I met him. So yeah, that's why I say that. I don't want anybody watching this be like, oh, she don't like Detroit. No, I love Detroit now. But back then, yeah, I did not like it. Right. But okay, yeah. So next question. I'm sorry.
No. So the question was, what was the one thing we lost in our relationship that you would love to get back?
Our date nights.
Okay.
Our date nights was popping. Like, and you know what? Sometimes we do try to get in like a date day.
Okay.
If we can, like if we're able to drop PJ off with a lady that was watching him before the Kawasaki, she sometimes keeps him. Now that he's getting vaccinated and everything like that, they can he can go out more. So we were trying to get in like date days where she watches him and the girls are at school or Taylor's at school, you know, something like that. Get in a quick lunch, maybe spend some time together if I don't have clients. But it's hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, you know what? It sounds like you two are still both committed to making that happen, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
You know, trying to come
Yeah.
up creative ways to still trying to, because you have to, in order to be there for your family, you still have to be there for one another. You still have to rejuvenate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to encourage that, and maybe that's something I'll look into as well. Like try to get different ideas from different couples who have similar situations to your own. How do you get creative to still keep the spice in a relationship and still find time for not only yourself but for your marriage and for one another, you know? So I definitely want to continue to encourage you guys to do that, to find those date nights, still find time to date one another, court one another, still flirt and do the things that kind of brought y'all together, you know?
Yeah, most definitely.
For sure, yeah. Because again, I believe in Black love, and like I believe it's the only way we're going to bring our communities back together the way they should be is through marriage and building our family and showing our kids this is what it is. This is how it's supposed to be, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love the culture, but I think to some degree, if you're not self-aware, the culture has for lack of a better word, I guess demonized relationships. Like I think as Black men, you know, listening to hip hop, we've what's the word I'm looking for? We've not really given our Black queens the reverence that they deserve because of the you know how music has, you know, bitch this, bitch that, you know what I'm saying? And so we don't, and even and I know it's true, and it probably has infiltrated me as well, because I ain't gonna even lie. Sometime in just general conversation, I might talk to one of my boys, man, that bitch, this, that, and the third. And but we have to start speaking positivity over one another.
Right.
As both males and females. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure women do it too. Oh, this nigga this or whatever it is. But we have to start speaking positivity over one another and start dispelling those, bringing those negative stereotypes down. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading this book by Hill Harper, and it's called The Conversation, and it talks about how Black men and women can better communicate with one another. And in the book, he talks about what's wrong with the relationships between Black men and women. And one of the things that was pointed out was that Black men and women are inherently distrustful of one another. But I believe that's only because of the things that we've been taught. Not necessarily mean it's true. Would you say that Will is a good father and a good provider, good husband?
Yeah.
My point, because when you hear Black men, oh, they all shiftless, lazy, they make kids and don't take care of their kids. But you got a husband who's the exact opposite of what the media is telling us. You know what I'm saying about one another. Will, what you say, your wife is a good mother. She's a good provider. She takes care of home.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And again, like all women, all they want is money. If you don't do, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, but here it is. You got an example of a good Black positive woman that's in your life that knocks against those stereotypes that we've been taught about sisters. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is real. I can't wait to finish the book. I'm only in the 5th chapter right now. And the person who suggested this to me is a friend of mine. He's out here. He just kind of, you know, it's my boy. Don't get me wrong. I love him, but he hasn't settled down just yet. You know what I'm saying? So, but he suggested the book to me, but he know I'm in this arena right here. Yeah. So, but we have really come to the end. I really want to thank you guys for coming on and sharing your story with us and being so open and honest. I really appreciate it. Hopefully my audience will get the exact same thing. Your authenticity and your transparency was definitely eye-opening. I appreciate it. Not holding no punches, because that's the goal. Like, I don't want nobody on here being fake. Oh, we don't go through nothing. No, You know, it happens. You know what I'm saying? You're in a relationship, and then y'all work together too. Y'all work together. Y'all live together. So yeah, I'm sure there's some challenges. You know,
we
so
in this together. And I told him not too long ago. I was like, babe, remember when I think it was like 2015, and it was right before Christmas. Our furnace went out.
Okay,
and we wasn't rich. We was poor, broke. So we still are. We got a ways to go. Inflation and all that. Inflation and all that. Oh my gosh. We thought we was okay. But anyway. So our furnace had went out, and we took a whole big jar of pennies and we dumped them out. You know what I mean? We was trying to, figure out Christmas for the kids, replacing a furnace. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and we just made a pact. We was like, we ain't never gonna have to go through this again. We in this together, financially, spiritually, emotionally. We're just gonna we're all each other has. So we definitely got each other's back.
Yeah.
Through thick and thin.
There you go. And you know what, Jackie, sometimes struggle brings strength. You know what I'm saying?
Sure does. It sure does. Yeah, so many words.
And y'all could have easily let that crumble y'all.
Yeah. Right.
Y'all could have been at each other's throat, but y'all made the decision like, you know what? We're gonna work this thing out. We never gonna be in this position again. Us or our family, we gonna work this thing out. And look where y'all at now. You know what I'm saying? About to buy a house. And so
well, he owns his. I told him, I said, listen, this house is your accomplishment.
Okay.
I was like, now let me get in here, get my accomplishment. So that's what we're doing. We just need some more space. So yeah, we just trying to work and build.
Absolutely. So we, like I said, we have come to the end. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up and let you guys get on with your day. I got some stuff I need to do. I got a honey-do list I need to take care of.
Yeah, I got a client in like 30 minutes, so I'm about to run up to the shop.
All right. Would you guys like to go ahead and pray us out?
We'll let you lead that.
All right. Father God, we just like to come before you and just thanking you, Lord, for the heals. We just continue to ask strength. Ask you to continue to cover their relationships the only way you know how, Father God. We ask you to strengthen their family, to strengthen their resolve in their marriage. Bless their family, Father God. I ask a special prayer for their son, Father God, to give him healing from the top of his head to the soles of his feet, Father God, and healing for their entire family, Father God. We also pray blessings over their business, Westside Ice, that it continues to grow and be everything that they hope it can be, and even more, Father God, because we know that you are the author and finisher of our faith, Father God. We just continue to thank you and give you blessings. You said where 2 or 3 are gathered in your name, there you are in the midst, and we just thank you for that, Father God. I ask also for blessings for this show, Father God, that you continue to help it to grow and just help it to reach any and everybody who needs to hear it, Father God. And we just, for the ears that are able to hear, we ask that they're able to hear. And we just appreciate you and all that you do right now. And we pray those things in the mighty name of Christ. All right. Amen. Thank you. Well, that is it. And that is all. If you haven't already subscribed to the show, please do so. And once I get everything done, I'm going to send a video to you guys. Go ahead and share it with your family and friends or anybody else you think.
Oh, Lord. We so private.
Okay.
But no, I feel you. You gotta share it. So I feel you. Thank you for having us.
Well, this is gonna be posted to my page, so it's gonna be people who gonna be seeing it.
No problem. So,
problem. But thank you, y'all. You have a nice day. I know you gotta get up to the shop, Jackie. All right, Will, it's a pleasure meeting you, and I'll see when y'all gonna be back up. Oh, you know what? Hey, before you go, where will y'all be at? Tell them about Westside Ice. Where will y'all be at?
Oh, Westside Water Ice. We are always located on 7 Mile Evergreen, right in front of the plaza.
Okay.
If it's a rainy day, we not out. But if it's cold, it's still okay.
Okay.
Around 5:30 on the weekends.
All right.
You come up there, order, and we'll bring it to you.
And it's Westside Ice, just spelled regularly
Westside Water Ice.
Oh, Westside Water Ice. Okay. And you're on Instagram. What social media platforms?
Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
And I think that's really TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I will catch you guys later. Thanks again. I'll see you up on 7 Mile.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, Will. All right. Bye, Jack. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That was Will and Jackie Hill. Thank you again for another episode of Black Marriage Chronicles. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. And with that, I will leave you in peace.